In today's video, we are going to be breaking down Kyle Guy. He was drafted in 2019 and currently is on the Sacramento Kings. He doesn't get much playing time, but I bet he will be very soon. He has one of the highest three-point shooting percentages that I have seen at the college level. He played for Virginia. In his first year, he had a close to 50% three-point percentage while attempting 3 threes a game. Then he dipped down to 40% and then later 43% in college, which is still highly respectable. Let's get down and let's check out how Kyle Guy shoots the three-point shot. Okay, so in this first clip, he catches that ball above his head. And what's he do after he catches it above his head? He dips it down to his hips. And what else do we see from this clip? It looks like, from this clip at least, his shoulders are above his knees, above his toes, and then when he does dip, we notice that his knees do not come together. He has a lot of strength in those legs to be able to push his body up quickly without needing to bring those knees together. Next, we want to look at the squareness of him and the net. And of course, we want to look at the knees, hips, and shoulders. These are very important for your base of your shot. And of course, his knees are pretty well the same distance to the rim as each other, same as his hips and his shoulders. He is totally square to the rim. What's that going to do for him? That's going to give him a nice base to shoot from. When he brings that ball up, there is not much movement in that elbow. He does not move or bend his elbow at all when he brings it up into his shot. You want to have as little movement as possible in your shot. There's a very big reason for this. The less movement in your shot, the less chances of there being a hitch and a mistake, or sometimes that's why you usually see players go cold for a bit. There's movement in their shot that they're not usually doing. You only really want to have one hinge, and that is your shoulder to bring up the ball. Now, what we see is the ball is above his elbow, which is good. His shoulder is in line with his elbow versus in line with the rim. That's going to give him the ability to have a very straight shot. Now, it does somewhat look like there is a gap between the palm and the ball once he gets it up to his set point, which tends to be right above his forehead and his right eye. His left elbow is also quite far pointing away from the rim, and that does tend to let me know that there may be a thumb flick, but we're going to analyze that a bit later. But there is a gap between the palm and the ball, which is going to give him control and stability of the ball for it going left and right. When he goes to release that ball, we notice that the hand does drop away from the ball, which means that there is no thumb flick, which is good. Sometimes the thumb flick will alter the basketball's rotation or spin when shooting at the rim. Now, when he releases that ball, we notice that his elbow is above his forehead, above his eyes, and when he shoots, he's got a straight body, like if there is a pull down the back, and that's going to give him a nice shot and obviously a nice swish. Now, from this angle, we do see that his shoulders are above his knees, above his toes, which is good. Another thing that I always like to look at is his heels off the ground, because if you're jumping with your heels on the ground, you're not going to be able to explode up as fast. And this is a very important skill to have when you're looking to become a very good three-point shooter. You really want to be on your toes when you go up for your shot or when you're getting ready to take your shot, because that's going to give you the ability to jump higher faster, which is important because, of course, those are fast twitch muscles in your legs. From there, when he brings that ball up, he does not use his thumb, which is very good. And then when he goes to release, it definitely looks like he is using his middle finger for the release. When he flicks his wrist, we notice that he tends to have a soft flick. It's not a flat hand at the end. It's a curved hand, which means that it's generally a soft release. What that is going to do for you, generally it does and has the ability to give you more arc sometimes, but it does take off the rotation of the ball by a bit. The harder your flick, the more rotation, which means the softer it lands on the rim. But with a soft release, generally more arc, which is going to give you a higher possibility of being able to make that shot easier. There's two ways of really having that ball softly hit the rim, and that's by having a high arc or also by having a lot of rotation. You want to try and have the mix between a high arc and a lot of rotation. Having both is going to really be beneficial to you. Now, when he goes up for his shot, he doesn't have a total 90-degree angle on his elbow. Some players will have a 90-degree angle because it's going to be a faster release, but at roughly 45-degree angle out, that's going to give you more power towards the rim. We can also see that he's got some pretty good arc on that shot. It does go in nicely. If he could get a little bit more arc on that shot, I bet that would be even better for him. But again, when you're shooting anywhere between 39.2% and 49.5%, you are definitely a very high percentage shooter, and there is not much that I would be wanting to change in this shot. And of course, if you're looking to improve your shooting form or the amount of percentage that you're really shooting from three, this is definitely a player to watch and to analyze and break down so that you can copy a couple of his tactics or a couple of his tweaks that may help you shoot better. If this has helped you shoot a basketball better, definitely hit that like button and subscribe. I've got many other shooting breakdowns on this channel, and I'll see you guys again next time.